Welcome to Cooking with Hoppy. I'm Mark Crory, and this is Hoppy, otherwise known as Carol Vales in her real life, or Clark Kent identity, I guess you could say. But this is our second episode of Cooking with Hoppy, and we're here at Hunter Appliance in Littleton, on Littleton Common, in the Thermidor kitchen. Isn't that nice? And Hunter, we want to thank them for, yes.
Lovely oven.
That's right, do our Vanna
Like
White thing here.
Huh?
But it's great of them to let us use their kitchens here and make a mess. And
That's for sure.
But in all reality, we do feed them at the end of the shoot. So there is a give and take thing here. So today we're going to be talking about, the weather's getting warmer. People are going to be starting to grill outside, and they're looking for some lighter fare, maybe some summer fare, some fun recipes.
Yep.
So what do you have on the menu for us today?
Well, today's slider day, we're having Cuban sliders, black bean sliders, and a Vietnamese or Thai slider.
Ah. Now
homemade chips.
And homemade chips. Now I know black bean sliders are just like vegetarian type, like a tofu, and so it's made with black beans, right?
Yes.
What is a Cuban slider?
It's roasted pork, ham and cheese, pickles, and mayo. And then you roast it. It's almost like a panini. Then you press it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to go through the ingredients that you'll need at home to make this recipe, and as well as how to actually do it. And Carol has promised that I'm going to have a little bit more to do with this show than the last show, which I was relegated to sidekick. So I'm ready to do some stuff.
All right. So we're going to make the chips. And you said you're familiar with the mandolin?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a nice little unit used there for grater. Yep. Now, do you use your hands until you get to this, or you use this all the time?
No, I use it all the time.
Okay.
Well,
so,
unless you want to do it. Anyway.
That's all right. So you press down a little bit, and then you just
keep going back and forth. Yeah.
Like this. And this is, you can set the different, if you like extra thin chips or thick.
You just have to flip this over, and there's a different side.
A different side.
Yep.
Okay. So there's one.
So you can just take this out.
And you can use, notice you're using different varieties, so you can have a different flavor of the
or just different color.
Yeah.
Yep, should be fine.
All right.
They're just so much better than store-bought chips or frozen French fries.
Yeah. These are great. All right, I'll put that over here. What do you do with the ends? You cook those up too?
Yep, cook everything.
Great.
Just put a little bit of olive oil.
So a little olive oil, that's it.
Make sure they're covered on both sides. If you want to help, you can.
No, you're doing a good, yeah. I did want to help. So you don't kind of dip it like that?
Yep.
Do you season them now, or when they're coming out of the...
You can put salt and pepper on there.
Or you could put...
No, it's good to put them on when you're...
Could you put other spices on there too, besides
If you want,
salt?
we have the spice mix for the black bean mix, if you want to put that on.
Ah. It would be nice to have like a little hot chip or something like that.
Well, just use a little bit of that spice. That's for the black bean.
Is it?
Yep. Put some of that on.
All right.
Just a little bit, because we need.
I'll let you do that part. I don't want to kill somebody.
Okay. And then a little bit of garlic. I just take the paper off and just crunch it.
Now I assume that these type of chips are a little healthier than the store-bought brand?
I would hope so. I think if you want to use cooking spray, that Pam, that'd be a lot more healthier than the olive oil. But.
Well, if you've looked at the side of the ingredients, I've been reading a lot of side packages these days, trying to eat healthier, and a lot of people are doing that. You just notice all these things. I think I heard somebody say, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't probably be eating it.
Yeah, I try to do mostly everything from scratch.
Yeah.
I don't do. And then you just put them in the oven at 400.
400.
For about 25 minutes.
Okay. No need to
flip them.
Oh, I was going to say, do you have to flip them? All right, 400 at 25 minutes. Excellent. So now, next, we're going to do the black bean
burgers. Yep.
Burgers. So it's just a matter of dumping the beans in and turning it on.
Like 2/3 of the bowl.
2/3 of the bowl. Okay. So I'll use this fork here.
Out of the way here.
All right. So 2/3 would be about this much. Now, anything special about these beans we should know? Or are they just store-bought?
These are organic, and I noticed the sodium content was a lot less. It was only like 45 milligrams.
Good?
That's correct.
All right.
Compared to like 280 or 300 in like other brands. I don't want to mention their names. All right, and then you have to put in the spices.
Okay.
There's cumin, chili powder, paprika.
The
oregano.
entire amount?
Yep.
And how much is this about?
Probably about a half a teaspoon of each.
Okay, so we've already measured that out,
Yep.
so I'm just going to pour it in.
That's good.
All right, good. So
And
there's that.
one
That was,
egg.
what was that? Cumin?
Cumin, chili powder, oregano,
Okay. 1 egg.
1 egg
Beaten.
beaten. And here's a
right.
chipotle pepper.
And chipotle pepper. Ooh, you like it spicy here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see this fork. There. As my dad used to say, that'll put hair on your chest.
And just a little pepper. I'm not going to put any salt. Well, there's just a little bit of salt in there.
Okay.
And then the breadcrumbs.
Oh, all right. So that's interesting. And how much breadcrumbs?
Just like 3/4 of a cup.
3/4 of a cup.
I don't like it too many breadcrumbs.
Now, how many is this going to make?
Probably about 8. 8
Okay.
small sliders.
Yeah, because sliders are little.
Yeah,
Those,
I like them better.
If you don't know what a slider is, they're kind of a new thing. They've just kind of been out the last, I don't know, 5 years
Yeah.
maybe?
It's just better than eating a big honking hamburger. You
Right.
just get a couple
It
of
always
bites.
confused me. I thought it was some exotic thing though,
Yeah.
because they gave it kind of a fun name.
Uh-huh.
Sliders. What's sliders? Oh, it's a mini hamburger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
All right, just put this on.
Good.
And just pulse it. You can pulse it a couple of times just to get it going.
yeah.
Or you can just leave it running.
Now, is this going to thicken up, or what are we looking for to be consistent here?
Well, as long as, and then you pour it in the remaining beans,
Ah.
just to get a little bit more texture, but we'll just pulse it a couple of times.
Oh, and so this won't be as
As
mixed in.
smashed, yeah.
Got it.
So that should be fine. I don't know if you can see the mixture. So then you can just make little burgers.
Will we be using this at all?
No, we're all set with that.
Put that over here. Okay,
So then-
say hello to my little friend. Let's make some burgers here.
All right, we'll get one of those pieces of paper over there.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Like this,
Yep,
these?
that's
Okay.
good.
Wasn't this nice? It's like being at a
I
drive-in,
know.
you know?
I figure we can use these for a presentation after.
For the fries and what? Yeah, that's great.
So we put them on this. So just take a little bit, and then we have to put these in the refrigerator for a while.
Okay.
Just this size,
Yeah. So,
and just let them. You just have to let them chill.
so this really is a
Like-
mouthful.
Yep, that's fine.
Well,
Yeah,
for me
2 bites.
anyway. Oh, you're supposed to do it in 2 bites?
Yeah,
Okay, well.
All right,
I'll
you can
keep that
do
in
a
mind.
few if you want to.
Sure, I'll
To
try
see
it.
the consistency of it, so it
Yeah.
has to be.
Ah, it feels, gross. It's all right. It's all right.
And don't mash it too much with the hands.
Oh,
'cause
I
then
gotta
it-
go wash my hands.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I did it before the show.
Yep. Sure you do.
Sure you did.
And just don't compress it too much. Just do it lightly and just pat it down.
Okay. So it does have some
Well,
really
they taste
kind
better
of
than they look.
meaty
Yeah.
texture with those full beans and half beans in there.
Then if you have to put the salsa on it, adds a little spice.
Yeah. All right, we've made our little bean patties, I guess you can call them. And now we already have a frozen, we'll put these in the fridge, but
Yep.
we have a frozen
just
set
chilled.
that you've chilled already.
But we're gonna do the pork.
These
first.
look much nicer than the ones that I did, but
And we're gonna do
that's
the
all right.
pork.
You're being very kind to me this show. I really appreciate it. So now we're going to do the
But let
pork.
these sit for a minute till
Okay.
they get to room temperature.
All right.
Okay.
And you said this is a Cuban pork.
And this is a pork tenderloin that we have to roast. And I just
Okay.
put olive oil and salt and pepper.
And you rubbed it in, or did you let it marinate? Or
Yeah, and I
sit?
let it sit out for at least a half an hour. Because otherwise, if you don't, your meat is too cold. So this way,
Okay.
the internal temperature has to come down before.
Okay. Anything special about this piece of meat that you have there? As a,
I
it's
just
a.
took and trimmed off. There's an extra tendon on there you have to trim off.
Okay.
I did that.
All right.
And
So you-
just rubbed it with oil, salt,
Yeah.
and pepper. And now we're just going to roast it
And how long do we? And
at
what do we?
400 for like a half an hour or until it's 165 degrees internal
Okay.
temperature.
Again, the old meat thermometer comes in handy.
Uh-huh.
You want to make sure you check your temperatures for various things.
You have to flip our.
Well, it's time to flip our French fries.
Jeez, where's my
Although they're not French fries, they're more
chips?
chips. Yes, homemade chips. So while Carol does that, I just want to mention again, we're at Hunter Appliance and cooking on their demo kitchen. They have several here that you can come out and take a look at. And this is the Thermador display. They have, I can see, a monogram and profile and all sorts of other brands which I'm not familiar with, but you come on down, you'll get familiar with them. So we want to thank them again for allowing us to come in and invade their kitchen. It's been great. So now that's cooking up, and in the meantime, we will next do what?
We can make a salsa to go with the...
Let's do that. I
Okay.
like that. Now, you don't need the food processor for that. You just
No.
chop. Ah,
Yeah, just, unless, well,
You can, right?
Yeah, if you want to.
But we're not
I
gonna.
like the texture of hand cut.
hand cut.
items.
Very nice. So in our homemade salsa, looks like we got some tomatoes. We've got some onions.
Jalapenos.
We've got some lime. We've got jalapeno,
Scallions.
japolino, as I used to call it when I was younger, and some scallions.
Great.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. So again, for salsa, you can use different types of onions, depending on your flavor. This is more of a bold.
Yep. I just tried this one
got a little
the other
kick.
day, and I like it a lot better.
Yeah.
You have to just cut the red onion very finely and let it sit in
I'm just gonna move this right
Some
over
white
here for now,
vinegar.
so we're ready to put those in.
You can get
I
that
can
little.
move this too,
Okay.
just so we can get a better shot on the camera there, and I'll put this right over there.
If you can get me that little white pitcher over there,
Sure.
that has vinegar.
Ah, this looks like something I made back when I was in. I remember you took the glue
Oh,
and
yeah,
you put
yeah,
it
yeah,
on, and then
yeah.
you painted.
Uh-huh.
That's nice.
So like about 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. I just marinate those for a while. It just
Now, we should also mention for folks at home, Carol's been cooking for over 20 years, and so when she says 2 teaspoons or tablespoons, she knows what that is. The layman like me have to use about, a measuring cup and a measuring thing, but so just reiterate when you're pouring in these things, 2
Okay.
tablespoons, 2 teaspoons, so that rookies like me can follow along. So
And
now you,
Tomato.
we talked about the peppers, I think, on the last show. You can actually leave the seeds in if you want something a little spicy,
hotter,
right?
yep.
Isn't that where jalapenos get their kick
that's where all
from?
the hot is, in the seeds and also in the veins.
In the veins
Yeah.
too. Ah,
So I usually take out the largest vein and
yeah.
keep the
Leave a
smaller
few,
one.
whatever
Yep.
stragglers left behind, then just leave
And the
them in there.
tomato, usually I like all the meat, but I don't like all the wetness, how it adds all. Salsas are some kind of too soupy.
Yeah, that's not good. So we're cooking for how many, would you say, with this recipe that you're putting together? Does it feed 4 or 6 or?
Probably 4 people, but usually I make a number of different burgers. So if people want, vegetarian, or they can have the
One of
meat.
each.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Just
guess
like a little poo-poo platter.
kind of defeats it defeats the purpose kind of sometimes, though. You say, oh well, I'll make the sliders because they're smaller and healthier, but then people eat 10 of them. So
Yep.
it doesn't. When I mean people, I mean me.
Well, you just have to curb yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind the next time.
Or have more salad.
So that looks yummy.
So I
really,
also
there's no.
put scallions in there, plus the red onions.
Yeah.
And,
squeeze a little lime.
jalapenos and limes.
So this is the only spice. The only spice that's in there is what you just put in. There's nothing additional. No
Nope.
additives. No.
That's
Preservatives.
That's the salsa, yep.
Again, you're looking for freshness. You're looking for healthy alternatives. And how long did that take? What? 3 minutes?
minutes, yep.
4 minutes? Yeah.
It's a lot better
So
than
really,
jarred.
it's not a daunting task to make your own salsa
Not at all.
from scratch. All right. So now, Hoppy, we have our sliders ready to go. Our bean sliders. We have the Cuban sliders cooking.
Yep, the pork cooking.
Yep. All right. And our chips are cooking. So here's the plate of these. What are we going to do to put these
Gonna
on
put
the
a little bit of
grill?
oil on the griddle.
So this is great. We're obviously indoors today, but this is something you can do on a grill. And if you did, I guess you'd recommend putting a,
Or you put it in a frying pan also.
yeah. A frying pan would be nice. I guess if you used one of those non-stick kind, would you need to oil it, or does oil help the process?
I like a little bit of oil on everything.
Yeah. Now we know that when we cook a hamburger, it shrinks. Mm-hmm. Is it less of a shrinkage factor with this because there's no meat?
No, they shrink a little bit also.
They do.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Some people roll them in breadcrumbs again, but I don't like all the breadcrumbs.
Ah. Oh, that's great.
All right, I just want to check the temperature. Then we're looking for 165 or maybe 160, then you pull it out for 5 minutes and it will continue to cook, but then it has to rest. And we're like at 145 at the moment. Probably another 10 minutes. Those look good. Nice and crunchy.
Ah, they do. Okay, we have now our Cuban sliders cooking away. We've already made our black bean sliders. And now we have a third one. It's like a Thai slider, right? And so let's put that together. And that's made with hamburger.
Just ground beef and a little bit of curry powder.
Okay. Let's put it right over here on this area here so we can see it in the camera. So this is about a pound of beef.
Yep.
And you put about, how much curry powder?
Probably about a teaspoon.
A teaspoon of curry powder.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, and that was probably about quarter teaspoon.
Not too much salt.
Notice I can tell by your pinch and dash here what's what. You mix it all up.
And the same as the other one, just make small patties, and we'll start cooking some of those.
So what makes this Thai? The curry?
Just with the curry. A lot of people put other things like sriracha, which is a hot sauce, a fish sauce, but I just like curry.
Okay.
It's fine.
And what about the, we shredded up some carrots here as well.
It's like a little relish. It's shredded carrots and rice brine vinegar, sugar and salt, and you just let it marinate. It softens the carrots.
Great. And how long do you marinate it for?
Probably like a half an hour. And then I'm going to cut up jalapenos. That's the best part.
Ah, would you like me to do that?
Oh, sure, if you'd like
Okay,
to.
I will do that. I will come over here next to you.
Just watch out for your fingers.
I use it like this now. I've been taught. All right.
And we just need small slices,
Yeah.
thin slices. Start cooking these.
Again, you're making these Thai burgers the same small size that'll fit in the smaller size hamburger buns, right?
That's correct.
You don't have to use hamburger buns if you want to be creative. You can use hot dog rolls, or you can use.
Just make them. Just cut them in half again. And
how many of these would you like? Half a pepper?
they're still whole because we'll be feeding everybody else.
Oh,
here.
okay, gotcha.
Get rid of it.
All
So
right.
it's just nice to have a big salad to go with these too. So you'll eat
I'm
salad.
so looking forward to my garden this year.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a garden at home?
No, we don't. Because we have so many farm stands next to us.
That's true. You live right on
like 3 farm
Scratch
stands.
Flats.
3 farm stands right near our house, so we just let them do all the work.
And give them the
pay them.
patronage.
Yeah, yep.
That's great. That's very nice. All right, so I'm getting hungry. Everything smells really good. I see that our chips are out of the oven. So now we're testing the temperature. Again, we want it up to 165. And the temperature is rising, and it looks like it is.
It's like 160, but once you let it sit, it's going to continue to cook.
Ah, now that's the thing. You said resting is what you call that. And what is resting meat? What is the object behind that, besides letting it cook longer?
If you cut it right now, all the juices will run out. You ever notice that when you cook a steak and all that? But
Yeah.
if you let it sit, I know you're hungry, but just let it sit for a few minutes. And
Yeah.
and just, then you can slice it afterwards.
Why, am I
So,
drooling? Yeah, well, this is good.
I know, it's so excellent. This is a great
Ah,
oven.
smells
Oh my
good,
God.
smells
Yeah.
good.
It's
All right, so we got our Thai burgers cooking, and boy, we have a little feast going on
I
here. The
know.
guys at Hunter are going to be very pleased with our outcome today. Okay, I think our burgers are going to be done now.
Let's cook it
So
up.
those are our Thai burgers, and I will bring that plate over here.
Great.
Yep. Now, we have sauces that go with these different burgers, right?
Yes, we do.
And we're also going to cut up our pork because that's been resting.
Yes.
It's
Well,
well
maybe,
rested. It looks pretty rested to me.
Okay. Well, we'll do the sauces first to give that a few more seconds.
Okay. So with this first one, you're going to take mayonnaise and ketchup.
A little bit of ketchup, and this is for the Thai burgers.
This is for the Thai burgers. Now, when do these jalapenos come in? That's for people who want to put them
You
on
can just put them
separate,
on
like
individually,
pickles.
just like a pickle, yeah.
Okay.
And then
All right.
we have mayonnaise and yellow mustard for the Cubans.
Ah, okay. So, like when you're making deviled eggs, you know, some people like them a little bit more mustardy, and some people like them a little bit more mayonnaise. Ease. Can you say
I don't
that?
like them at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant some people. You're not one of those people. But anyway, it's really to taste the way you like this. If someone wants a little more with a little more ketchup, add a little more ketchup.
Probably too much. Now just slice the
Yep.
pork. And just do it on a
Oh, that looks very nice. Doesn't that look good?
Okay, now we can start plating.
Again, these aren't recipes that take forever to
No.
cook. You know.
It seems like it.
No. Well, it's probably be about a half an hour.
Okay. And we can toast some buns.
Yep.
Toast a couple.
So I'll give you that, and I'll give you one of
Oh,
these.
these are for the big. Well, maybe we'll do the Cuban, where it's going to take a little bit longer.
Okay.
So sometimes I like to take a little bit of the bread out. 'Cause sometimes it's just too much bread.
So you get a little more fixins
Yeah, it's
stuffed in
just-
there. And you can eat this
Yep.
if you want to.
Bread balls.
I won't, but waste not, want not.
And then we have ham and cheese in the refrigerator if you'd like to get the ham and cheese.
Okay.
If you want, we can put jalapenos on this too.
So this is our cheese here. And this is our ham.
Yep.
So what's a Reuben? A Reuben is something similar to this?
No, that has corned beef, sauerkraut, and Russian dressing.
Oh, so it's not even close to this.
No.
All right. So this is good. You put the cheese on when the meat's a little warm, and it's going to melt right in there.
A couple pickles.
Yeah.
It's the best part. Okay.
So we made a couple of these Cuban sandwiches, and you've put Swiss cheese and ham
Yep.
in there as well, and the spread of the mayonnaise and mustard.
Yep. And
Okay.
pickles.
And a few pickles. Now you kind of compacted them a little bit, and you're actually going to grill them.
Yes, I am.
For a bit.
Almost like a panini.
So you spread a little bit of oil on the
Yep.
grill,
And try to smash them down.
smash them down a little bit. And this
Put a
is
piece of oil on it with a heavy pan. All right, now we can make the black bean burgers if you want to.
Okay, sure.
Toast a couple rolls if you
Yep.
want to give me a couple rolls.
There you go. 1, 2,
I'll get 4 of them.
3,
Okay.
4.
Let's put these on the griddle too.
Yep. All right, now we are toasting our buns, and they are quite toasty. And Carol,
Yes.
we also have our Cubans are ready.
Yes, they are.
Good. So we'll bring those over. You can take a look what those look like. And basically, we press them down for probably 2 minutes, maybe 3. But you got to keep an eye on them. Make sure you don't want to burn them after all that work.
A couple more minutes.
All right. So we have. We're going to assemble a couple of our other things here. We have our
Oh, yeah, our other
black bean burgers.
Okay.
All right.
In the oven.
So you can serve these warm, or you can let them cool down. It's up to you how you prefer them taste. Either way, now that they're
Usually
cooked,
the hot, it's
yeah,
better.
hot's better. All right, so go ahead and assemble something for her. This time we're going to use the ketchup.
Ketchup and
Ketchup and mayo.
this is for the Vietnamese burger. If you want lettuce too, you can put lettuce. I don't know if people want lettuce, but we'll just,
Sure.
I just like them plain. And you put a couple jalapenos.
All right.
Good.
You know, you like the presentation, so let's get a nice little
Couple of these.
thing.
And some chips.
Put some chips in there.
Okay. You can put those in.
Okay. Now, when would we use this if we do?
We can put it on this. Let's put it in there.
Oh, really?
Well, in case you're eating, like, you're walking around eating, you can eat it all together.
There we go.
So that looks better. Great.
Cool. One more for that. So go ahead and make a black bean
Okay.
burger.
And this one we'll just use mayo.
Yep. Well, I tell you, this is nice. Nice little treat here. It's gonna make somebody very happy.
And salsa.
So now on the bean things, you,
Put the salsa we made earlier.
boy, that's a lot of veggies
I know.
for one meal, huh? So, you know,
go.
people think of hamburgers
You can put some
or
chips on
this
that one.
type of thing as being unhealthy, but this really is a nice, healthy alternative for you.
And then we just have the Cuban. All right, so here we are with the Cuban.
As you
Cheese
cut
is
those,
nicely melted, and I
It
cut
is.
them at an angle. They look
Yeah.
a little bit nicer.
so you cut them in thirds so that,
Yeah, it's just too much.
yeah, well, maybe for you. Add some chips to that.
That's good.
Okay.
And we're good
Good.
to go. So we have the Cuban
Yep.
and the black bean burger
Yep.
and the regular
And
burger.
there they are, all three. Wow, that was fantastic. All right, before we get the guys from Hunter Appliance in to taste test, there's another little option here that you came up with, Carol, and this is very interesting. This is
Boston
without,
lettuce.
Yep, Boston, this is without using a bun.
Yep.
You had mentioned that a lot of people from the Orient like to eat their burgers this way.
Or vegetables.
Yeah, or vegetables. It's nice. It's I guess you would just wrap the lettuce around and eat it
Or
like it's a
vegetables,
bun.
yeah, just plain.
That's great. That's great. I don't think the guys from Hunter are going to want this, though. They've been very adamant that they want their bread. All right, so guys, come on in. We have some treats for you. First of all, again, thanks for
Yeah, this is
letting
great.
us to come here, and here we go. So, which one was the veggie? This is the black bean. So you want to probably not do that because
Try that
Okay.
one. I'll try that.
oh, you're great.
The Vietnamese one.
This one.
Oh, that's
Yep.
the guy right there.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. And we also have.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Oh, good. Thank you.
There was
Put a
also
few
some
jalapenos.
homemade chips there in there and we have some salsa to complement that. And so as we wrap up here, we'll thanks again, guys, for letting us be in here on this beautiful day. And we hope you enjoyed the show. Get out there and start cooking. This is good stuff, Carol.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So this has been Carol Vales or Hoppy and Mark Crory, Cooking with Hoppy. We'll see you on the next episode.